We're walking south down High Street on the east side of the building, Old Anthem, walking in Worthington, approaching Larrimer there, 660 block, old building. I'm not quite sure what it's used for, but I have seen cars come in and out. We have, looks like a 5-foot sidewalk and different median there. That truck was loud, noisy, and smelly. If you want to lease it, here's the leasing information. AT&T, I'm not sure what AT&T does. Here's a troublesome sidewalk spot. That's more than a 1/4 inch difference, which is against ADA. So, sorry, 6660, you have a sidewalk issue. You need to take care of that. Larrimer. So walking down south along High Street, Larrimer and High. Looks like we have a 4-foot sidewalk. We have a nice tree lawn, maybe 7-8 feet. Okay, ladder crossing for pedestrians. We have a Coda bus stop protected, although our most used bus stop is closer to Karen and the Kroger on High Street, a little bit farther north, and there's no shelter, which is super unfortunate because that is the most used stop for all metrics here in Worthington. We have the Route 2 that goes north and south along Worthington and is the most used. So we have the old United Methodist Children's Home, which also used to be orphanage, which also used to be all farmland. It was platted and then sold to a developer, I don't know, in the 50s or 60s, and then developed in the 60s. To get into the development behind here, they had to put in new roads. There was a big kerfuffle about extending Evening Street then from Tucker Drive and Greenbrier. Greenbrier wasn't there as part of the extension. Back to, there seems to be some sort of water leak that's been going on for years. Not quite sure where it came from. I noticed it ever since they built FC Bank there. But FC Bank has a nice wide sidewalk and nice street trees. We have smaller sidewalk here as we pass the municipal building. So back to the Methodist Church and the property it had. So it sold the acreage behind to make Worthington Estates, but to get roads through that, they had to extend Evening Street, and the people at Evening Street complain about undue traffic and too many people and overrunning their quiet little piece of land, and they put it in, and now we have people saying similar things for anyone else, but we have a growing population here in Central Ohio. Not quite sure where we're going to put people, but I think there could be lots of people here. We're on a great bus line. This High Street goes north to Delaware, which is growing south all the way through Columbus, but through Ohio State, through downtown. It's a great street. There used to be streetcars here. They used to come up and down High Street. Didn't quite get to here. We'll see where the terminus was. That was the end of the line. But this also used to be where end of the line when Kilbourne platted Worthington. He platted a whole bunch of different towns and wanted to connect them all up together and make sure things were on networked and have things grow. He actually wanted to have Worthington become the capital of Ohio, but that didn't have any place to bed in, along with Dublin. But down where it was not incorporated, they were able to get a sweetheart deal to create Columbus, to have Columbus be the capital after Chillicothe. So we're approaching Wesley Boulevard, Worthington, Galena. Wesley Boulevard has the brown sign, which means it's a private drive. The private owner has to maintain that driveway themselves, all the cost of it. Green signs, and blue. Blue is for historic Worthington. Green signs means that it's maintained by the city. So we did see one runner. That was nice. That was one of our first pedestrians we've seen out this morning, and lots of cars. We're at 35 miles per hour here. We're waiting to cross. We didn't automatically have a cross, so we're waiting for a cycle. So we get the white light to cross. So we're approaching Old Worthington, historic Worthington, and we're approaching the end of the line for the streetcar there. The pharmacy is where we used to have the end of the line before. Bickford, Worthington Children's Home. It's the offices for all of the Western Conference of the United Methodist Church. It's really nice offices that person took my area, like I was supposed to be able to public right away. It's my chance to go. I have the light. So a lot of times we have a leading pedestrian interval, so we don't have people able to just cut off pedestrians that have had to wait for several cycles because they didn't automatically have the lights there. But there we go. That looks a little bit more, might be more than a 1/4 inch, which is against ADA. It needs to be relatively smooth so people in wheelchairs or strollers or anything gets by. So this used to be the terminus of the streetcar up and down High Street, which also had carriages go up and down High Street back in the day. Worthington founded in 1803. Lots of stops. There's where the Griswold Inn was. People would stop and have their carriages pull through and stay for the night. Hotel, Worthington Inn, same deal. We have another person out, and actually I'm going to meet friends here soon to go walking myself, or actually running in a group. But a little bit troublesome here with sidewalk, but at least the vegetation has been cut back. A lot of times the vegetation's hard. So there's a little ravine back there because the river goes there to the Olentangy. We'll walk there sometime. Wilson Drive. I didn't see that. Wilson Drive. I've been there. We'll have to walk there. There's no sidewalks, but you can still walk it. We'll see it. So walking south on the east side of High Street, just past Wilson Drive, we have Anthony Lordo, DDS, who's been very generous with his time and money and lots of different volunteer activities. Service Day, he's been instrumental in helping maintain that. We have a newer, fresh Thyme grocery over here that's pedestrian friendly, but almost has nice wide sidewalks, no storefront entrance, but a lot better than where I was just at. Orange Johnson House here, one of the older buildings, and has a museum. It's really cool. Should stop by. The Worthington Garden Club house maintains its grounds, and it's absolutely gorgeous inside and outside. It has a ton of Worthington history. We're going to do another walk through the garden because it's fun and it's so nice and it's neat to see these things. We have a nice pathway. There you go. See what the historic marker says. Welcome to the Orange Johnson House, Historical Society Gardens. Beautiful. Stop by, go inside, learn more things about Worthington. So you can see that truck just passed through. That's what I'm talking about. It usually happens and just almost runs me over all the time when driveways. A lot of times cars do not look for pedestrians, just pull right through. It can be harrowing even when you're on the sidewalk where you're supposed to be safe. You don't always feel safe. You have 4-foot wide sidewalk, maybe 4-foot wide tree lawn, which isn't always there. These cars are now going 35 miles per hour. These signposts is start of historic Worthington, and it drops down to 25 miles per hour, which people don't always obey the speed limit. They like to be going the same speed there, or maybe they'll slow down. So pedestrians don't automatically get to cross here. You have to wait for the light. A bit cumbersome. But we now know the secret is to push that to then push over here. We got people. We have Dairy Queen, which usually has lots of people. The owner just hosed down everything, so it's nice and clean. Does that every morning. It's phenomenal because there's so many people that go to Dairy Queen and have to make sure it's spick and span the next day every morning. You can see the owner out. It's phenomenal once again. Also, volunteers, donates a lot of stuff for different community events. Great owner, local business owner. CVS. Look at this. Oh my goodness. Sidewalk is huge now. We have loads of green space. And buildings are up by. We easily go in and do other things. An older shopping mall has a big swath of parking lot out front. And now Pet People has their headquarters in Worthington near Huntley. They have a very nice building, nice pedestrian access. So here's someone, they'll see if they seem to actually notice me and stop, which is nice. Look at the trees, look how wide this is, porch growler. There's usually lots of people here, but we're early in the morning. If there's a big soccer playoff game for the European side, they sometimes open early. We're back to a narrow sidewalk, but they still have a lot of green space here, and it still looks to be 4 foot wide maybe. There's some repairs that need to be done. But we're officially in Old Worthington, walking south on the east side of High Street. We just passed North Street, walking south. We're approaching the Village Green. We're going to come upon the library, which is phenomenal. And the Griswold Center is our senior center here in Worthington. Village Green is where we do hold concerts on the green on the northwest side. We're walking south on High Street along the east side. We're coming up along the Hard Road galleries, which you have a bunch of different artists in there, and they make art and sell art. It's a neat place to stop by in a historic building. Definitely stop by in Worthington. We come to the library, which is now open. They do limit the number of patrons that can enter at one time, but they've been doing a great job of being able to still loan out materials throughout the last year. And they have a nice garden out in front to try to activate the space more. They have a little bit narrow sidewalk, but they have some good street trees and good green lawn right away here. Cars are supposed to be going 25. They're quieter, so I think they're going slower than the 35 that they're supposed to be going up north, further up north on High Street. We have some more businesses. We have Huntington Bank, which replaced the Griswold Inn. Griswold Inn used to butt right up against the Village Green northeast side. So it was a similar size mass of building, but moved about, all the way to the sidewalk, and for both basically to that big bush there. I'll pass it. That's where the building, when it was a Griswold Inn, used to be. So we have our second pedestrian of this morning, which is phenomenal. We're getting closer to 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock is also when the farmers market starts here on Saturday. So we have some car signs. But look, a wider sidewalk, but we have bushes encroaching on our public right of way. But we're going to transition. Here's the Presbyterian Church and the Griswold Center, Senior Center. We're going to transition to the Village Green on an even wider sidewalk. So we have a really old library, which has been, it's a city property, but it rents to, so to speak, and Cohatch. It was vacant for a long time, and we're excited that we got some tenants in there that are businesses. So it's semi-public use. It's a city building, businesses, so semi-public use. You can, Cohatch has been donating to different charities. In Worthington, for the first year, they donated office space for the partnership. The partnership now has offices in the Griswold building. So this is northeast side, northwest side, southwest, southeast side. So we're at 161, walking south on High Street. We're going to press the walk button here.
Wait.
Cars go 135 on 161, so you want to watch out, and you're at the top of a hill, so they come flying over. So you definitely want to wait for the walk sign here. The Village Green has some neat new picnic tables and activities to try to activate the green. Before, you'd only have occasional visitors that wouldn't stay for that long. Now we try to get people to take out and hang out in Worthington. So St. John's Episcopal Church there. There's a graveyard behind it, which is cool to hang out. We'll go there sometime. And then we have farmers market people. We have a nice pedestrian access here. Officially you have to stop when it's red. So people are obviously a bit still worried about crossing because they'll get smushed. But officially they have the right to go through. See if that person gets there too. Farmers market, Worthington Jewelers. Walking south, High Street, just past the Village Green. We are in the heart of historic Worthington. We have some nice tree lawn, nice pavers, 2 different levels of pedestrian access with lots of different pedestrian amenities along the way. We got Whitney House, Jets Pizza.
I don't have any money with me right now.
There's some pinch points here, but we'll get there. Little Peace Love Donuts, Hooters, Old Worthington Inn, Sassafras. That's a private parking lot, but they're really nice and coordinating with the partnership and getting this done. Morning.
Hey, you got a new job.
Yes. Yes. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thanks for getting my credit card the other day.
Yeah,
I really.
we tracked you down.
Yes.
Good
Good
to see you.
to see you. We got closed down for the partnership for the farmers market. We have just pedestrian access, which is phenomenal.
Well, the way the spring was,
So we didn't have to worry about pressing the button. Ooh. Different things going on. Shadow Lane, Ripley House. Yeah. Okay. Oh, big Lots of different pedestrian locations. Lots of area. Yikes. 2 different levels and pedestrians all over. Man, I wonder what could be different over here that encourages people to walk and be friendly. And when you bump into someone, they say nice things to you. Man, that was just amazing. Bumping into friends. I can't believe that. All these vendors seem really friendly. If I was in a car, I don't know if they'd be so friendly if I bumped into them. Oh, use slower walk, I guess. We will do what it says to do. I probably should have put the sign closer. I don't know. No, because I had to get to the vendors, and yeah, that was the right place to put the sign. So, not as nice in feeling, but very practical to have this be another pedestrian walkway, and it looks to be like 5 feet wider than a lot of the other sidewalks, and this is the second sidewalk. And as we're going south on High Street, on east side of High Street, go to west side, oh my goodness, this is all you have right next to High Street, and that's not super comfortable at all. We have some more vendors. We're approaching the end of historic Worthington, and we are now approaching the end of our journey for this morning. I'll be back for another walk in Worthington, but thank you for joining me today. I think it's great walking. I'd love to bump into you in Worthington. I'll do a better job of stopping and talking. I'm going to finish out this piece here on this side. Let's see what happens. Looks like to be friends. Oh my goodness, people I know. See you soon.